I've experienced sleep paralysis 3 times in my life, but the first 2 were fairly typical, just the usual waking up and being unable to move. But the third time,
Welcome to Room 13, where every story hides a secret, a place the unknown comes to life, and the eerie is all too real. Here, we uncover the chilling tales that lurk in the shadows.
paralysis took over me, leaving me utterly helpless. My eyes fixated on the wall in front of me, and for what felt like forever, I couldn't do anything. Then, suddenly, I heard the unmistakable sound of heavy footsteps approaching the stairs leading to my bedroom. It was the sound of my family, but something about it felt wrong. My brother was the first come into view, followed by my sister, my dad, and then my mom. They were all sobbing uncontrollably, but what struck me was their height. Each of them seemed to be at least a foot taller than they should have been, their towering figures looming over me like something out of a nightmare. They stopped at the side of my bed, their tear-streaked faces twisted in sorrow. I couldn't move, and all I wanted was to cry out or tell them to stop. Their presence was overwhelming, and I could see that they were almost touching the ceiling, their forms so large and distorted. It was terrifying, and just as quickly as they had entered, they turned and walked back down the stairs, their footsteps fading as they disappeared. That was when the paralysis lifted, and I could move again. My heart raced in panic, and I quickly ran after them, desperate to follow. But when I reached the bottom of the stairs, they weren't there. I searched each of their rooms one by one, but they were all fast asleep, just as they had been when I had last seen them. My mind couldn't process what had just happened. What I had seen didn't make any sense. It was surreal, unnerving, and utterly impossible to understand. I had to lean against the wall to steady myself, try to breathe, and make sense of the bizarre scene. I couldn't sleep again that night, my mind too caught up in what I had just experienced. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, until the sun finally came up. A few days later, I was struck by a speeding car while crossing the road with some friends. I ended up with 3 broken bones and a fractured thigh, which put me in the hospital for a week. It was during that week that the 4 of them, my mom, dad, brother, and sister, stood next to my hospital bed, looking down at me. My mom was crying, and the whole scene felt almost identical to what I had experienced during my sleep paralysis. Now, I'm not someone who believes in superstitions, but if I were, I'd say that the sleep paralysis was some kind of sign, a premonition of what was to come. I still get chills when I think about it, especially after writing this out. It was as though that dream, or whatever it was, had been a glimpse into the future.
Hey, the stories aren't over yet, but consider subscribing and leaving a like. With a simple tap on the screen, you help our work a lot. Now, without further ado, let's move on to the next story.